Hey everybody, it's Rory from A&S Gear, and we're going to look at a parts kit today. So we have a DM14 parts kit. Now this was really specifically put out for the 14 when the 14 was a new gun, but they do have the 15 as well. And these parts will be compatible mostly for the 15. So if you have a DM15 and you're like wondering what parts kit I need, the 14 will work for you as well. Because I don't think they're putting out a 15 parts kit. I know they have this one and then they have an M2 parts kit, I believe. So you really won't find one for the 15. Use the 14, it'll work. So, parts kit, let's open it up. Now this is the medium parts kit. There is a bigger parts kit that does have more stuff. We'll do that in a different video, but what you're gonna get in the medium parts kit is really just the basics that you would need to keep your gun running. Not very crazy stuff that you might need to switch out, like boards and solenoids and things like that. Just the essentials. You got a set of eyes, or actually two sets of eyes right there. These little back plates, which people break somehow. I'm not quite sure how they do it, but an extra set. Eye pipes. Gotta have some extra eye pipes because these do crack over time. And this is the carrier right here that the eyes go into, and then they set down inside the body. So without this piece, the eye wire will not stay in the proper position and it'll flop around and get destroyed. So you do need this carrier as well, and those will rarely crack or bend, not bend, like break from being crushed. Usually it's because people don't install them properly and then they try to slide the eye pipe in there and the eye pipe crushes the housing with the eye wire in it, and then they end up ruining their eye wire as well. So if that's you, this part will help you. This kit will. Various O-rings, that's like a reg seat O-ring, and then some reg O-rings, bolt O-rings, pretty much every O-ring you would need to rebuild your LPRs, your regs, and your bolt assemblies. Detents, they give you lots of detents because those do wear out. They go inside or around the eye pipe. Trigger posts, that runs through and the trigger rides on it where the bearings are. Some screws for the frame screws. Those are frame screws. Let me see here. Let me turn this thing around. Yeah, frame screws. Front and rear frame screws. There's an awful lot of them. I guess they're easy to lose. Trigger springs. I know a lot of people don't use the trigger spring in there, and that can actually run into a very bouncy trigger, so you're getting multiple shots when you don't want it. Trigger spring will get rid of a lot of that, and you'll get a little stiffer trigger pull, but a more concise trigger shot pattern. And then adjustment screws for the trigger. So your start or your pre and post travel adjusted with these screws. And then these are a must-have with any parts kit. Reg seats. If you over tighten your reg, meaning you are dropping velocity or dropping pressure into the regulator, or through the regulator, I should say. If you overdo it and you crank it down, you will put a hole or damage the reg seat. Now, sometimes you can just flip the seat over and use the other side, but most people damage that side too. When you're turning your regs down, you just need to, just to where it starts to get snug. You don't need to crush it or anything like that. But they give you 5 of them in the medium parts kit. That is plenty. Just be careful with your regs. Don't overdo it. And that will really rebuild the entire reg, the entire bolt, some sundries for the rest of the gun. The medium parts kit is everything you need to keep your gun running without having catastrophic issues. Those are a different parts kit. We'll talk about that in a different video, but to keep your gun up and running, DM14 parts kit will work for the 15 as well. So look at it on A&S Gear and kind of decide what kind of work you're doing. If you're servicing just one gun and it's your own, the medium parts kit will probably work for you. But if you're doing multiple guns, like for a team or something like that, maybe look at the complete parts kit, which we'll talk about in another video. So DM14 parts kit works for a 15, available through the website. Order yours now through ansgear.com.